What's going on, guys? Get123 here with more Grand Theft Auto 5, and today what I want to talk to you guys about is the release date of Heists. Now, I know this is a topic that has really been beaten to death lately. I mean, we're really beating a dead horse with this one because everybody's made a video about it and everybody's thrown their own speculation out, but what I want to talk about more specifically is just a month in general. You know, we're not going to try to pinpoint an exact release date. What I want to talk about is, will Heists finally release in the month of May? Now, this is going to be more than purely blind speculation. I am going to use some information here, and I've got a few factors that I want to point out to you guys and things that we're going to examine. So we're going to use that information to try to hopefully make sense of all this and gain some insight of the future. So if you guys like the video and you want to show me your support, then please, as always, show that like button some love. We're going to go for the usual 1,000 likes. Let's see if we can pull it off. Alright, so as I said, we're going to be discussing whether or not Heists will be coming out in the month of May. And here's the first thing that I really want you to consider and pay attention to. As we all know, Rockstar announced the spring update about 1 month ago, in which they told us about non-contact races, the High Life DLC, as well as Heists, and a few other things that would be added to the game. And that was a pretty big update. That was awesome. And as we all know, that is called the Spring Update. Now, in this article, Rockstar promised us that Heists would be coming to Grand Theft Auto 5 in spring. So this year in North America, spring starts on Thursday, March 20th, and it goes all the way until Friday, June 20th. And most of us think of June as summer. You know, in my mind, June already is summer, but going by the calendar, summer actually does not start until June 21st. So actually, that means that Rockstar could still keep their promise and release Heists on June 20th and still be within spring. Now, obviously, that would be a little misleading, and it would be a little disappointing, but technically, it would still be in spring, so Rockstar would not have lied. However, having said all of that, I don't think that Rockstar is going to wait that long to release Heists. I mean, at this point, actually, who knows, because we've already been waiting for, 7 months, but this time, I really think that hopefully they're getting closer to being done, and being that they promised it would be out with a spring update, I don't think they're going to wait until the final week of spring. But now, having said that, do I think that Heists will be out in May? I'm not so sure, and here's why. As of today, April 28th, we have seen one of the 4 big spring updates. Now, you might be wondering what the big 4 updates are. Well, in my opinion, they're the 4 things that were in the spring update article that Rockstar pointed the most attention towards, and those were the Capture Creator, the High Life DLC, Heists, and non-contact races. Now, as we know, we have seen one of those 4 updates so far, and that was the Capture Creator, which in my opinion was pretty underwhelming. However, I know that Rockstar wanted it to be big, and I'm sure for some people it's great, but for myself and many others, it's just, not that great of an update. However, it is one of the 4 main updates that are gonna roll out. So that means we still have 3 more of the spring updates that need to come out, which are of course the High Life DLC, Heists, and non-contact races. In my opinion, it only makes sense that they're gonna save Heists for last. They're not gonna come out with Heists before the High Life DLC, because obviously Heists are gonna be some pretty, decent payouts. We're gonna be making a lot of money from doing a lot of Heists, and what Rockstar wants to be able to allow us to do is spend that money. And as of now, we have nothing to spend it on because our garages are all filled up. We have no more cars we can buy because I'm sure the overwhelming majority of us all have 10 cars already. So it only makes sense. It only makes logical sense that Rockstar would come out with the High Life DLC and then Heists after that. I mean, personally, I would be floored if they came out with the Heists before they came out with the High Life DLC. That would make no sense to me. I wouldn't understand it one bit, and I think that is incredibly unlikely. So following that line of logic, that would mean that the High Life DLC and the non-contact races are going to come out before Heists. However, one thing to note is that at this point, it's unclear whether or not non-contact races are going to come out on their own, or if they're going to come out with the High Life DLC. They might be their own standalone update with a few other odds and ends, or they might throw it all in one single High Life DLC update, where on that day they add the non-contact races, they add the new garages, they add the new apartments, and all that stuff associated with it. Even if that's the case, that's still a lot of content to throw at us in 1 month. I mean, the High Life DLC and Heists all in 1 month? Obviously, Rockstar wants to space out their content. They want to keep us wanting things, they want to keep us looking forward to things, and obviously, they don't want to come out with everything too close together. I mean, I know we've already been waiting for 7 months for Heists, but at this point, they really want to space out their content to keep us wanting more. It only makes sense. From a marketing and advertising standpoint, it's the only logical route to take. And that pretty much makes my final point. I just simply think that that is way too much content for Rockstar to come out with all in the same month. You may disagree with me, but those are 2 huge updates. I mean, speaking in terms of Grand Theft Auto Online, they're huge. They're awesome. And to be honest, I just can't see them both coming out in the same month. So having said all of that, for the previous 4.5 minutes, I truly think that Heists will be making their debut in Grand Theft Auto Online in the month of June. When in June? I'm not entirely sure. It could be the beginning of June, or or maybe it could even be upwards of the 20th, because with Rockstar's track record, they've already been delayed for 7 months. I mean, hey, what's 1 or 2 more months? So if that's Rockstar's line of logic, then hey, maybe it'll be delayed again, maybe even July or August, but I'm not even gonna, get into that, because that's incredibly unlikely, and that's not what we're here to talk about in this video. That is another topic for another day. So that really wraps it up, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I want you to go down and comment, what do you think? Will Heists be out in May? Am I wrong? Or do you agree with me? After hearing the points and the evidence that I present, do you agree that Heists will be out in June, and hopefully not any later than that? So with that, guys, please stay tuned for more videos in the future. I will see you next time.